Good morning, family. Good morning.
Good
Today's theme is with a mighty roar. But before we dive in, I'd like to first start with my intention prayer. It's my intent to share my gift of song, my love and passion to honor and to serve Spirit. Let it reach whomever it is meant for, however it is meant to, without judgment, in humility and grace and love and light. And know that all I can offer is me as I am, just learning and growing right alongside you. So, this message is all about the gift of this principle is personal power, and the gift of this principle is integrity. Speak now or forever hold your peace. You know that phrase? Yes. So there's this wedding ceremony, and the bride and groom are up there, and the pastor comes up and says to everybody, "Speak now. If anybody has anything to say about this union right here today, speak now or forever hold your peace." And everything was quiet. Everybody's looking around, and all of a sudden, this very young, attractive young woman, she came up. She is pregnant with a little baby in her hand, and she comes up walking up the aisle towards the pastor. Everything went into chaos. Everybody, the bride fainted, she threw her bouquet, the groom started to get trembling, wondering what's happening. The mother of the bride started wagging her finger. The mother of the groom, everything. It was just utter madness and chaos in the church. Of course, the pastor was thinking, young lady, can you please just tell us what you have to say? Why did you come up here? And she says, "Oh, I just can't hear anything back there." That's it. How many times do we deny our power just to save the scene? Right? How many times have we silenced our power because we are too busy tolerating things or making assumptions? To speak is defined as saying something in order to convey information, an opinion, or a feeling. Power, that beautiful gift, right, is defined as the ability to act or produce an effect, authority, or influence, which coincides with that metaphysical meaning that we have here, which is man's innate control over his thoughts and feelings. How do we express that power? Do you know? Most of us use our voices, right? And it's not surprising that that gift is located right here in our throat, which houses the voice. And as a singer and speaker, I can't tell you how extremely important the voice is. Yes? How'd you know that? That's right. Todd knows that. For many years, I struggled with my voice, though I have to tell you. I could not sing a full show without getting laryngitis the next day. It didn't matter whether I sang one song or whether I sang 10. And being around other singers, I realized just how not normal that was. Because they seemed to be able to sing a full show for hours on end and they would be just fine. Deidrey would sing and would be hoarse right afterwards. So of course I had to go check on what Louise Hay had to say about that. And Louise Hay said, "You're so mad you can't speak." Well, at the time it made a lot of sense because I was going through some stress and I was angry all the time. I really was angry. And I didn't dare say how I felt. I just assumed. I didn't say what I needed. I just made assumptions and I tolerated everything. Everything. I'm just going to get some water. I tolerated everything. I silenced my own voice because I was so afraid that if I just spoke up, my walls, which were already fragile, would just come crashing down. When we don't communicate, we silence our power. Have you ever silenced your own power? Oh, good, only two of us. Excellent, we're all doing just fine then. Please leave. Okay. Right? In order to keep the peace, we silence our power. We don't want to cause a scene. The key to happiness is being free in our authenticity. Like you posted something, and one of the lines on that post said, "I am free in my authenticity." And I just thought, I'm gonna steal that for today. So I did. Being free in our authenticity by choosing to live in integrity with ourselves. Living that way means that we stop pretending. That we like something when we don't. Right? That we want to be somewhere when we don't. That we love someone or something when we don't. That we have it all together when we don't. Let's face it, we don't have it all together. When and why did we become so obsessed with having to please everybody else? When? When did it become so important instead of living in our own truth? You know who was a truth speaker? Jesus. Jesus was a truth speaker. And you know what? Jesus didn't have a mean bone in his body. He loved everybody, but he did remain true to his principles. And in Matthew 12:21, do you remember this? In the news, there was a newspaper headline and it said, "Angry Jesus trashes church." Do you remember that? That's right. That's right. When Jesus spoke, he spoke about his truth, about how he thought the temple should be. I mean, the people were being all ruckus and everything in there. And he immediately got upset. He threw the table to the ground and he said, "My temple should be a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. Get out!" Notice, he never stopped to think, I don't want to be the bad guy here. I can tolerate this, right? Maybe if I ask them, excuse me, is it okay if you leave? I don't want to cause a scene, right? And hopefully these people will learn by osmosis that they shouldn't be doing that here, right? What about if maybe they could, if you could read my mind, love, right? Maybe they will be able to read my mind. If Jesus can get angry, and I mean Jesus the way shower, if Jesus can get angry and passionate about something, excuse me, why can't we? Right? Why can't we? Why are we so afraid of the truth? Why are we so afraid of expressing our truth? Let us sing this one. This one's called "Don't Stand in Your Own Way." You matter. Your truth matters. What would you say if your opinions were valued? How would you feel if you knew you were safe? What if you knew your presence was treasured, empowered in love, light, and grace? Deep inside, I know you know, so don't you stand in your own way. The one you hide will show if you don't stand in your own way. Don't you stand in your own way. Remember your life matters. Yes, you truly matter. Don't you stand in your own way. What would you be if you could be anything? What would you try if it all fell into place? What if you knew you were worthy of everything, empowered in love, light, and grace? How would you live if you knew your life mattered? Who would with a mountain of seeds, filled with dreams. If you'd only believe, they would grow. Deep inside, I know you know, so don't you stand in your own way. The one you hide will show if you don't stand in your own way. Don't you stand in your own way. Remember your life matters. Yes, you truly matter. Don't stand in your own way. Don't stand in your own way. Don't stand in your own way. Your voice matters. Don't stand in your own way. 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 Don't you stand in your own way. Don't stand in your own way. But you know what that means? It means that it will require courage. Living in integrity is not easy, but it is necessary. Because if we deny ourselves that courage, we have to face the consequences. And sometimes those consequences can last a lifetime. When Jesus left the temple, you know, he was on his way, he passed this fig tree. I don't know if you remember this. He was hungry. He thought, this fig tree has nothing on it, and I'm starving. And I think Jesus was angry still from the day before, because that was the day after the temple. I think he was angry. And he stopped, he looked at the fig tree and said, you will never bear fruit again. What does that mean? The tree withered and died. Well, metaphysically, from my own little metaphysical mind. Fruit means consciousness of spiritual life. Consciousness of spiritual life. But fruitful is the rich development of that consciousness as a result of truth. As a result of truth. So every time we are unwilling to speak the truth, guess what we're doing? You will never bear fruit. We are cursing our lives, and we block that pathway to our spiritual self-mastery and our own unlimited good. What is power anyway? Power is self-mastery over our thoughts and feelings, right? We read that in the gift of the principle is power. But mastering a thought or a feeling does not mean that you block it, right? Or you silence it. Or you create the perception that everything's fine. You know, when people ask you, how are you doing? I'm fine. What's going on? Nothing. Right? Is everything, are you sure everything's okay? It doesn't matter. I am a professional at saying those things. I really am. You know, creating the perception that my feelings don't matter. Every time we lie and pretend, we destroy, guess who? Ourselves. And no, I'm not saying that it's okay to be unkind or hateful or disrespectful, to be authentic. No, I'm not saying that. Christ consciousness is very clear about love. But you know what? Jesus is very clear at speaking up as well, right? Even though you may be crucified for it. And you know what that means? Right, Todd, you said something this morning when you came in. What was it again?
You should have been taking notes.
That people will leave when you are being authentic. When you are being in integrity with yourself, people will leave. Crucifixion, right? It will not always be comfortable for people around you. And a lifetime of People pleasing, pretending, and never speaking up dishonors the integrity within ourselves. And guess what it creates? Laryngitis, a diseased body. That's right, it creates a diseased body, a diseased mind that will never be fruitful, just like that cursed fig tree, because it creates an imbalance between what we feel and what we express, between what we say and what we do. Our bodies and our minds wither away, and most of us are consciously and deliberately actually doing it to ourselves every day. Every day. Because you know what? Speaking up will shake things up too much that we think that we're not going to be able to handle it. Right? Or others may not handle it. We are so terrified because guess what? We put so much faith in fear. We put so much faith in fear rather than in God. So what diseases and disorders are you living with?
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. What are you living with? Are you willing to let go? Are you willing to let go of it? Come on, we're gonna sing. I want you to sing the line, I let go for me. Here we go. This no longer serves me. I let go. This no longer feeds me. I let go. This now undermines me. I let go. This no longer serves me. I let go. 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 This is not good for me. I let go. This now serves to hurt me. I let go. This diminishes me. I let go. This no longer serves me. I let go. I let go. I let go. I let go. Let's sing it and really feel it. I let go. I let go. I let go. I let go. Let's do it again. I let go. I let go. I let go. Last time. I let go. 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 I mentioned about chronic laryngitis. And it usually results in either a partial or total loss of the voice. And it's usually a message to the body that we are fearing communication. So we want to say something, but we're afraid that we won't be heard or it might displease someone. You know what also has that same marker? A lot of autoimmune diseases. And they have similar emotional contributors. I don't know if you know this. I used a cane for 12 years. And I suffered terribly with a chronic condition called fibromyalgia. And that was around the same time that I was suffering with chronic laryngitis. But you know, there was a voice within me that always said, Deidrey, the minute that you start to speak your truth, you will be healed. And I don't know if I really believed in it. I didn't really understand it. And so I just kind of ignored that voice for a long time. But one day, everything just sort of bubbled up to the surface, and I stood in front of the mirror after a very stressful day, and I made a vow out loud that I will no longer let certain parts of my life affect me. I would no longer be silent. I would speak up, even if it made other people mad. And it began my journey of healing. So much so that I lost 35 pounds. I started to sing in theatrical shows, And I would sing. I mean, I remember in that theater, we would be singing for 8 hours. And then I would leave that day and then go do a 4-hour show somewhere else. I mean, I was singing the whole day. Guess what? No laryngitis. I went on tour. I did a tour in Ukraine and Poland, in Europe. But today, as I speak to you, in the midst of healing that setback, I'm healing a setback from 2020. Everybody knows what happened in 2020, right? The chaos. Well, that rewound time for me. I am now 35 pounds heavier and suffering. Yes. And as I reflect, there is only one thing that I have done differently outside of the chaos of 2020. I stopped believing in my truth and I stopped speaking. I stopped speaking about what I felt, what I thought. Instead, I focused on what I thought others might prefer to hear. I told myself, everybody is too fragile right now. No. Truth is just too much. Quite frankly, I don't know if you noticed, but we are in a world right now, after 2020, we are in a world with an epidemic of fragility. Everybody seems to be extremely fragile, easily offended, and overly sensitive about everything. And most of us have learned over that time that silence is a whole lot safer.
Yes, it is.
And don't get me wrong, silence is often necessary, but it does have its place. Silence cannot be used as a safety net. If I don't speak, there's nothing to use against me or ridicule me or criticize me. If I don't speak, there's no one that will get hurt. No one will blame me or shame me. Everyone will be safe, especially me. We silence our voices when we fear that we are truly invisible, or perhaps we face those consequences. You know, these days people, what do? Cancel culture, right? There's cancel culture. Oftentimes, it's our own imaginations, though, that are creating all of that. You know, the consequences that we're seeing. Oh my goodness, if I don't speak up, it's all our imaginations. And let me tell you, we are great at imagining things, aren't we? We must not use silence as an avoidance strategy. Because silence as an avoidance strategy is a false sense of safety. Because it's only temporary. And it always diminishes our power. Anybody ever felt a lump in their throat? Have you ever had a lump in your throat? Excellent, only 2 of us, wonderful. What about tummy aches, tightness in the chest, headache, nausea, right? These are often the first indicators of emotional distress. You see, the consequences of not speaking our truth, the truth of our beings, is real. And diseases are great teachers. They are constantly speaking to us. Are you listening? Are you willing to heal? You see, I don't want to just survive this life. Do you?
No.
You just want to survive, right? No, you want to thrive. So we got to do the work. We have to plant ourselves deeply in spirit so that we may have fruitful lives. We don't want to be like that cursed fig tree, withering and dying. But it means that we have to check in with our bodies and ask, what part of me right now is speaking to me? What part of me am I neglecting? Check in with our moral compass. Are we on the path of free authenticity? Check in with our values and ensure our thoughts and our deeds, what we say, what we do, what we feel, what we think, is it in alignment? Check in with our faith and that we know that every thought, every action, and our words are not based on fear, that we're not planting our faith in fear rather than in spirit. And we have to check in with with each other, because we need each other. We need each other to survive. We need each other to thrive. We need each other to keep us in integrity with ourselves. And living a life where we give voice to our truth will not be easy. We know that. No matter how well-intentioned we are, no matter how gentle we try to phrase things, people will be hurt. So we must be loving. We must be compassionate with ourselves first and understand that when we say things and we hurt other people, that this isn't the heart. We don't have a hurtful heart. So we have to be willing to forgive ourselves and each other and not take things personally when other people share their truth as well. So are you ready? Are you ready to do the work? Do you think you can do the work and begin to heal? We're gonna have lyrics for this song. This one is called Heal Me. So I would love it if you would sing along with me. Heal me, oh my soul, heal me. As I let go of the worry, as I let go of the fear. Heal me, oh my soul, heal me. Heal me, oh my soul, heal me. As I let go of the worry, as I let go of the fear. Heal me, oh my soul, heal me. Heal me, oh my soul, heal me into the silence, heal me in every way, heal me. Heal me. All right, you can sing along with me, whatever you can, or speak the words if you like. Heal me, oh my soul, heal me. As I let go of the worry, and as I let go of the fear, oh, heal me, oh my soul, oh my soul, heal me into the silence, heal me in every way, heal me, heal me. Come on, let's do that again. Heal me, oh my soul, heal me. Are you ready to heal? Oh my soul, heal me. As I let go of the worry, and as I let go of the fear, heal me, oh my soul, heal me, oh my soul, heal me into the silence, in every way, heal me, heal me, heal me. Now if you would gently close your eyes. Close your eyes and close your mouth. I'm going to ask that you place your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And we will begin to do a long, deep, resonating Om. It doesn't matter what note, just a long Om. And we're going to keep repeating that Om. Here we go. Om. You're just going to keep repeating that Om. Keep repeating that Om. And I want you, as you Om, to feel the vibration of your voice on your lips. Feel it. Keep Oming. Om. Feel how it tingles. Feel how your voice vibrates inside of your mouth. Feel how it tickles your lips, your cheeks. I want you to just lift your fingers to your ears for a moment. You're just going to cover your ears and you're going to listen to your voice just for a moment. And you're going to listen to your voice as you Om. And as you take your hands off of your ears, I want you to hear how the vibration changes as you move your tongue around your mouth as you Om. Loosen your bite a little bit. Drop your jaw as you Om. This is the power that you hold in your throat. Place your hand on your throat. Feel that vibration. Feel that power as you continue to Om. Caress that power with your fingers and hear my words. My voice is a gift that Spirit has given to communicate, to sing, to laugh out loud, to bring joy to myself and others, and to use in service of myself and others. My voice calms, soothes, inspires, can ramp up and energize, or moderate and bring peace. My voice can teach, preach, and bring harmony. I can use my voice powerfully to stand out or to stand with as one voice. Keeping our eyes closed, let us cease our oming just for a moment. And we're going to exercise the strength and the power of our voices with a huh. Let us take a deep breath and let's do it together. And every time I say a phrase, we are going to end it with a powerful My voice is my power. My power is my strength. My voice is a divine gift given to exercise my power. I love my voice. My voice allows me to express myself, to express joy, sadness, truth, and love. I will no longer be silenced. I am willing to lovingly use my voice, whether directed at myself or others. I am willing to speak even when it's hard. My voice is my power. Say it with me. My voice is my power. My voice is my power. My voice is my power. You have been given an affirmation chant, or you will be given one to take with you to practice at home. But we will start here and ground it in unison with a slide, please. Because the power of one united voice can shake the impossible into possibility. So we will say this affirmation now. My voice is my power, a gift of the divine. I speak my truth to create a life sublime. In integrity with myself, I claim what's mine. For the greatest good of all, with a mighty roar I shine. Huh! Let's do it again. My voice is my power, a gift of the divine. I speak my truth to create a life sublime. In integrity with myself, I claim what's mine. For the greatest good of all, with a mighty roar I shine. One last time. My voice is my power, a gift of the divine. I speak my truth to create a life sublime. In integrity with myself, I claim what's mine. For the greatest good of all, with a mighty roar I shine. That's it. I leave you with this, knowing that what you really want, know what you really want. Learn to communicate that better every single day. Live a life of integrity means that everyone else gets to do so too. So take nothing personally when others speak their truth to you. And to the truth within, gently, compassionately, lovingly, give it a voice. And with a spirit-inspired, mighty roar, speak. You ready to do one last huh? 1, 2, 3. Huh. Let us sing this one. Trying to get by, never acknowledging the power I hold inside. But then I thought about it, I talked about it, I prayed about it and acted on it. And that's when that still small voice said, there's nothing you can't be, nothing you can't have, nothing you can't do. 'Cause you are in me, as I'm in you. That's when I knew there is power coursing through my veins. There is power. Get on board and grab the reins. There is power to give me all that I desire. Thank you, God, thank you, Lord. I've got that burning fire. There is power coursing through my veins. There is power. Get on board and grab the reins. There is power to give me all that I desire. Thank you, God, thank you, Lord. I've got that burning fire. I had so many dreams, but I didn't even try holding it in, fear of failing. This mountain is too high, but then I thought about it, I talked about it, I prayed about it and acted on it. And that's when that still small voice said, there's nothing you can't be, nothing you can't have, nothing you can't do. Because you are in me, as I'm in you. Oh, that's when I knew there is power coursing through my veins. There is power. Get on board and grab the reins. There is power to give me all that I desire. Thank you, God, thank you, Lord. I've got that burning fire. There is power coursing through my veins. There is power. Get on board and grab the reins. There is power to give me all that I desire. Thank you, God, thank you, Lord. I've got that burning fire. There is power coursing through my veins. There is power. Get on is